Hey guys, what's up? It's Coach Carl here. Let's keep breaking down some more plays on film. Here's a cover three. I think we have a couple mistakes here. Okay, first of all, freeze. I think this inside linebacker right here is not getting enough width right now. If this receiver runs a speed out, he's got this ball, a lot of space. This receiver is running a go route, and we're in trouble if we get to that, right? Right there, we'd be in trouble if he throws that ball. Okay, the second thing I'd point out is this. Freeze. My safety right here, his hips are square to the line of scrimmage. When we are dropping as cover three corners, right? Especially if we're starting up here and we're dropping, we want to have a zone drop. That means we're turning our hips inside, our eyes are inside to the quarterback, and we're dropping into our deep thirds. You can see here that my safety, he's still square to the receiver. That's not how we want to be lined up. Now, here's the third mistake with this. This is our third safety, right? This is our third safety. Now, I feel for the young man because this is a really good receiver on the other team. But we need to remember when we're playing zone, we have a zone, not a man, right? We have a zone, not a man. So he sees this receiver right here is running, an out, and he's running with them. But what he's missing is this open, wide open receiver right here. This receiver knows what a mistake the safety make. So if we throw a good ball, we kind of underthrow this a little bit. They throw a good ball. I mean, we're paying for that, right? Great. Here's another play. Hey, one thing I just want to say one more time about disguising coverages. This safety right here, he's flat-footed. He's not doing anything. That's fine, right? But if you're flat-footed, you might as well be up here, playing up here, disguising, making it look like man, right? Make it look like man. Make it look like man. And on the snap of the ball, my corners are just turning and bailing, opening their hips up inside, eyes of the quarterback, and they're bailing. Then from there, my outside linebacker, right? My outside linebacker, who we just talked about being, too vertical, does a good job of identifying this hitch, rallying to the outside, and going to make this play. The only thing I'd say here is we just got to make sure that we're rallying to the ball, right? So this Mike linebacker, you're never alone in the zone. That's the beauty of the zone. So this outside linebacker, he's going to see this hitch, and when he runs out, he should be running to the outside hip of this guy, making sure he can't get outside, and my Mike linebacker should be sprinting inside. So as soon as that ball's released, boom, we should be sprinting to that ball. This Mike linebacker, your job is done in your zone. Run to that ball, and let's go 6-on-1 team defense. All right, now, here's a good cover three beater. Let's just watch this play for the first time, right? This is what's going to beat a cover three. If we run a corner like this, here's the soft spot, right? We have cover three, we have flats player, we have middle player, we have a flats player, we have deep thirds, we have deep thirds, we have deep thirds. And so obviously, like, this corner route is really effective against a cover three. Here are two ways that I might solve that problem. Well, the first is this. Let's just talk kind of philosophy a little bit. This is Coach Aaron's defense. And the way Aaron sets up, he has his Mike linebacker start right here. And you can see his outside linebackers have a little bit more depth, right? So that's actually going to help you against this corner route. Because if this outside backer, right, keeps sinking, as the play gets longer, right, we got to keep working, right? So if you keep sinking as the play goes on, right, maybe we're helping to defend that. But I run my cover three like this. I have an outside linebacker here, an outside linebacker here, and my Mike linebacker is kind of leveled a little bit, and he's like a real true Mike linebacker. So when I blitz 1, 2, and I'm trying to push the quarterback up into my Mike linebacker right here, right? The way that Aaron runs his defense is you can see his Mike linebacker is actually up a little bit more, but his outside linebacker is back, and that's kind of dealer's choice. We'll show you a play here in a second, but it's dealer's choice on how you want to run this a little bit. Actually, the way Aaron runs it, it gives us a little bit of a better chance to stop this corner. But again, if you're in cover three, you have a receiver running off that safety right here, this corner is a super effective route. Or just one more play, we can get out of here. Again, we're in Coach Aaron's cover three, so my mic is up, right? My outside linebackers are at depth. It's dealer's choice here. But what I'm focusing on here is my safety. Let's just watch this safety, right? Let's just watch him the whole play. So let's go back to the beginning of the play. See, he's opening up inside, which is good. He's beat deep. We just always need to overestimate the vertical threat, right? This right here, where my receiver is a full yard or two in front of my safety, is never going to turn out well. Luckily, this ball's a little bit overthrown. My safety does a good job coming back, right? But that's never going to go well for us, right? It's never going to go well for us. So we need to drill this, and coaches, as we transition into film, from film into practice, keep thinking about this. This safety right now needs to open up, run a second earlier than he's already doing. So when I'm running my practices, I do two things with my safeties. The first drill I'll do is I'll have a receiver right here and a receiver right here. And you can see this in our drill videos on YouTube. And we just have this receiver is running a fade. This receiver is running an inside seam. And we're just making my safety turn, bail, divide, right? Play down the middle, and then make a play on one of the ball, whoever gets the ball, right? I would just run that because just that little bit of delay means everything for us, right? Just that little bit of delay means that receiver who's already got a full head of steam is making it. Man, the second thing I would do is, we're just talking about drills, is I would run those two vertical drills, right? And then I'd run a drill where one guy is running a vertical and the other guy is running, a deep out, make my safety bail with the vertical route, and then if the quarterback checks down and throws this, come rally up and pull that flag. But we just got to learn, and we always say to safeties, don't get beat deep, don't get beat deep. But it's just these little flat-footed, hop step, delay, extra second, and we're in trouble, right? This is trouble right here. So remember, safeties, quick bail, and coaches, if you're running to cover three, whatever coverage you run, I would drill it, and get these kids used to playing back to front. All right, now let's talk about alignment for a second. If I was just running and I was just trying to get my team in their defense, I had younger kids, rec league kids, or I just wanted to get my kids in their defense, this is exactly how I'd line up my cover three. I'd have my outside linebacker, my middle linebacker, my outside linebacker, and I'd have my 1, 2, 3 safeties, and I'll just get them out in space right now, boom, right? That looks really good. It's easy to disguise cover three, and you can just do that by making it look like man-to-man. So you just have this safety walk down, stand in front of him, he stands in front of him, he stands in front of him, my outside linebacker is in front of him, and this safety right now walks down and stands in front of them, and then my corners just bail. But again, if I was just running a rec league team, or I just wanted to get in my defense, I would just spread them out, boom, 3, 3, 3, we get spread out, we're in our space, we're going like that. We'll get rewarded with this slide with an interception. Okay, now we're talking about blitzes, and let me just say a couple things. The first is, if this guy looks like a guy who's blitzing, doesn't he? So we just want to be mindful of, if we only look like we're blitzing on plays that we're blitzing, we're going to give that away, right? So there are two ways to blitz out of cover three, and I personally don't like this one, right? But we're blitzing here, we're blitzing one person, boom. Okay, now let's go back to the beginning of it. This guy's blitzing. How I would actually blitz out of cover three is I'd have my outside linebackers here, my outside linebacker here, and I would blitz them, right? They're blitzing outside in, keep it contained, and we're forcing the action up the middle. Then I would have my Mike linebacker here, ready for this run action, and I would have my safeties cheating to be kind of like soft outside players here, right? The problem with blitzing like this is, boom, he's got one person. This outside linebacker is coming to support, but my rest of my defense isn't acting like we're blitzing. So this guy is wide. Look, he's like, how am I this open? That's what he's saying. And he completes a pass for 8 yards, right? Well, it doesn't need to be that way. So I would just remember that blitzing is a team act. You can blitz one person. If you blitz one person, that's fine. Blitz him, but then these outside linebackers need to be help, need to be outside support help, and my safeties need to be coming down, and coming to help, because the likelihood of them letting go a long play on a blitz is really unlikely, right? But again, if I were you, I would blitz 1, 2. They're blitzing at the outside hip, on the outside hip. Force this action up the middle into the waiting hands of my middle linebacker. And these safeties, like if we're blitzing, they should not be standing at 12 yards. They should be up here ready for these little soft lollipop throws because, no offense to this quarterback, he completes his pass here. But this is what kids do when they blitz. They throw little jump, desperate plays, and they float balls over the middle. And as much as we want a sack on a blitz, we're just as likely to get a pick six if the rest of our defense is coming up, and ready to play ball.